conference things that were oh, there we go. Some conference things that were happening, and I was kind of digging around my notes, and I was trying to find somebody to talk about Ignite. I don't know. What do you think? Do we You want to do it?
I think there may be someone that is pretty inspirational here with us today.
Yes, let me introduce well, anyway, I'm gonna unmute Mr. Ryan and let's go.
That's my answer. Tom, thank you. I like that John's like, and here he is. And
Well, there it is. Because
center stage left. Good morning, team. Hi.
I know what's coming up, and there's a special introduction, and I want to let you lead into that first, and
All
then
right.
get down to business.
All right, because it's interesting because Keisha's actually seen this. So hi, Keisha. It's interesting because all right, here's a couple things. We're going to talk about Ignite. All right, I have a question for everyone. Have you actually thought about? I heard this crazy quote. By the way, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ryan Miller. I'm Direct to Symmetry under the Rob Puckett, Marshall, Wayland hierarchy, and all these amazing leaders that you have are within our hierarchy. Um, I saw this quote that says you're never going to be there when they read your eulogy, but you have an opportunity to write it along the way every single day. Now, here's what's interesting about that. Have you guys ever took a snapshot or reflected of like your life, like, from an early age to now? And I want to tell you where I was at one point. Like I imagine for my very first time in conference in the back of the room, looking at the people on the stage, and I started imagining if they were going to introduce me, if 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 this company was going to introduce me and I was going to do a speech. I've never done speeches. I've never been in front of people. I mean, outside of a small group and direct by, I want to know what it'd be like. And then you know what I was actually going through as I was trying to create this first video of where I stand today if they were going to introduce me. I started looking in my phone and here's what I found. Not much. Have you guys ever like not much, guys? No pictures of past. I was always working. I was too damn busy for everything and everybody. I missed every damn family event. And I sat there and I'm like, I'm trying to create this introduction video for me, and I actually had a problem with it. Like, I don't think I did anything in my life of any substantial. I'm like, I'm doing it. I got nothing. So I want you to imagine right now, I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine everything that you've done prior to being in this company. And I want you to imagine, for an example, if you had to create this introduction video, you were introducing yourself, what would that look like? And I'm going to play you guys something because I did when I was at SWAT. I played this introduction and reintroduction. I know Keisha was actually at that. And no one's ever seen anything like this. And I actually felt like crap making my first video. And so let me just give you guys a theme, okay? Everyone's doing all these crazy introductions. And so I decided to do what my introduction was when I first got in this industry page. Like to see how messy and like non-substantial, like just bad. Okay, so you ready? I'm going to give you guys the first introduction, Tom. You're going to play the video?
Got you.
Make sure you get okay, so you guys, I want you to feel the difference, okay? Because we're going to talk about from the first 1 second. Go ahead, Tom. If you could share.
I think I got it.
This gentleman joined the
Wait,
National
I don't
Guard,
see anything, Tom.
then moved into the restaurant
Can you see it?
industry.
I don't see it. You're not sharing the screen.
Despite never owning a
Pause. The
I
video.
got it. Hold on. Dang it.
If you need any help, Tom, let me know.
Hey, by the way, this is what Paige, this is exactly how it just disaster, right? You're like, I want to go this way and then this way.
I couldn't.
Perfect.
I
It's
couldn't have
so
played that
great.
up any better. There, can you see it now?
All right, I see it.
Here it comes.
This gentleman joined the National Guard fresh out of high school, then moved into the restaurant industry for 6 years. Despite never owning a home of his own, he entered into the remodeling business where he struggled financially, working over 80 hours a week, and was known as the one who missed almost every family event. He spent almost 2 decades building someone else's dream while sacrificing his own. Although he spent most of his life helping others to structure, design, and improve their lives, designing and building a life of his own seemed to be nothing more than a hopeless dream. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Ryan Miller.
All right, let's cue out of that real quick. All right, so impressive, right? Come on,
Yeah.
you got to admit.
Yeah.
I mean, so think about it, and I'm, you know what I found? I found that like in leadership, I think people follow people that are real more than I feel like people follow people that are right. So when I say this is important, right? I felt like crap. I spent Bridget, you guys know where we came from, that the direct buy side of things, man, that industry took so much of me, so much time. I had the family events only happened when there was death or weddings. That's the only time we ever got family pictures, guys. Right? And here I am at a point in my life going, what the hell have I done? What have I done in my life? Who have I really helped? Or who have I buried? Have I empowered? I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So this is the thought. In the back of this, my first event in Symmetry, 1 week in the course, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I had the opportunity, I didn't realize sitting in the back that I had an opportunity to go up on stage, and I had an opportunity every single day to start rewriting my future reintroduction. Like I get to choose what you can never be afraid of reintroducing yourself. I don't care what the past was. I don't care how the relationships were. I don't care what the connection was. I don't care how bad you think you were. I don't think how many times you burned relationships. I don't care how many mistakes you made. We get to write and rewrite what it's going to look like in the future every single damn day. And you get to choose what that's going to look like. Now, I'm going to give you just a snap because we're going to go through the second video, and I want you to understand that everyone that's on here has an opportunity, but it all starts by getting to an event and start imagining what your life could be. Not whether it should be, but what it could be. And every single day, you're building more relations in that. So this is at the end of my speech, and I did a 15-minute speech. I reintroduced myself. So Tom, reintroduce. Reintroduce me. I promise this one's going to be a little bit better than that first one.
Coming into the insurance scene in March of 2015 as nothing more than a failure in his own eyes, unbeknownst to himself at the time, his inner superpower began to display itself as he spearheaded the initiative to bring people together into a cohesive, supportive team, inspiring belief in those that had little belief in themselves. Creating an atmosphere where collaboration, mutual respect, and the empowerment of others flourished, he ignited the fire to eliminate the self-doubt within the band of brothers and sisters he had brought together. Because of his unique ability to create an environment where everyone felt valued and recognized, in just a few short years, he received the coveted Blue Jacket Award with his company by growing his organization from $600K to $4.2 million in premium in less than 12 months, and was recognized as the fastest agent to hit the top contract level with his company. Within his meteoric rise to success, he realized the true value he brought to the table, in addition to his drive and determination, was his understanding that it wasn't the size or height of the skyscraper that was to be built, but the depth and width of the foundation on which it was built upon. In the process of building the foundation, he discovered what was necessary to construct a long-standing masterpiece, that every piece of the foundation had to have a unique and particular purpose, as each and every personality, working together in unison, played an intricate part in the construction of the building. By focusing on the keys to a strong foundation as opposed to being focused on the structure itself, he shattered records and redefined benchmarks while helping hundreds of others hit the top levels in the company. inspiring 18 of his 40 agencies to produce over $1 million a year, ultimately creating financial freedom for them and their families. With his influence on the leaders he developed, building together, this legacy advisory board member constructed an outstanding testament of what it means to build a strong foundation, not only in himself, but more importantly, in the lives of others, which is the real key to success. He grew his income by over $100,000 a year, 4 years in a row, and led an organization that has written over $132 million in annual premium volume, with over 3,100 writing agents, ultimately protecting thousands of families a month, while at the same time empowering others to believe more in themselves than they could have ever imagined before. The man once known as the one who missed the most important family events is now recognized as the one who ultimately brought the family together. The man once known for spending most of his life helping others to structure, design, and improve their lives, while not having the ability to build a life of his own that seemed to be nothing more than a hopeless dream, is now known for the one who turned his dreams and those around him into reality. The man once known for accomplishing little to nothing to speak of is now known as the man that stands before you today. The man that truly understands the power of helping others to ultimately build a life, not just an income. Let me reintroduce to you the Mr. Ryan Miller.
All right, come on. Come on. Here's the thing. Come on, Paige. Like, come on. I want you to think about something, okay? Oh, I was watching that video last night. Got me emotional. Every single person, every leader on this team is so damn important. And you know what I found? Is that when structures start breaking or start getting weak, you start looking at how it's connected to other parts of the structure, because there's this domino effect that happens. And here's what I know. What I know is, like Ignite, I go from sitting in the back of this room, Tom, right? Unlicensed, $100,000 in debt, and $26 in my name. They're sitting here talking about crap Ibble at this event. I didn't understand any American Amicable Home Cert. What? I didn't understand anything they were talking about. It was 1 week in the course. And I'm sitting there, people are telling me how they make $50,000 a month. I just want to get back to broke, because that's how much where my life was at that point. To go from that to physically every single day giving everything I got to myself, to my team, to empower people to get the best out of what they want, not what I want, what they want out of this, whatever that happens to be. And I sat there going, Tom, from the end part of that arena to slowly moving up to AO, to slowly moving up to the front, to slowly moving up to speaking at local events, to slowly moving up to doing national speeches, vomiting. By the way, you guys don't understand this. They got pictures of me with my head in a bucket behind the national conference of like 5,000 people. And Todd's laughing at me before I speak. But you know what? I'm okay with the uncomfort. I'm okay looking and feeling the way I do, and nervousness and everything else. If I can help one person, try to achieve, to understand that the crap you're going through right now, listen to me, you want more of it. You want more problems. You want more friction. You want more things to go on, because when you tell the world to stop bringing you challenges, you're also telling them to stop bringing you abundance. See, to me, I think there's a lot more in you than you know. And it's not about, I want to be clear. The company is one thing, but do you know what the company is? It's comprised of you. Without you, the company doesn't exist. Without the quality of leadership and communication and relationship, the company doesn't exist. And I go from that to being able to put on, Tom, put on a I get to put on an event. Now I know you're thinking I'm crazy. There's probably somebody out here going, I don't even know if I want to go to it. And I'm sitting here telling you, God, I can't believe I get to do it, Bridget. I can't believe I get to do this with you guys. I can't believe we get to spend a few days together. And why? A, if you know me, if you really know me, you guys know I'm not really actually. If you ever see me in conferences, Paige, you know where I'm at. I'm sitting by myself. I'm usually sitting by myself in the corner. I don't like attention. Now, you guys may think that, right? You're looking at that video. You know how hard it is for me to look at that? To accept that I've done good? Because I'm hard on myself. I'm telling you, okay? To go from where you are to where you want to be, it's one simple step. You got to understand that you can reintroduce yourself. You can't be afraid of reintroduction. You can't be afraid of looking at where you could be and not getting caught up with the crap you've been in and through. Because I'm telling you, if you had to write your introduction today, if I asked you right now, I want you to create a video of your life. Most people walking into insurance is not coming in here on a massive winning streak. Most people are not coming in here going, you know what, multimillionaire, you know what, insurance, way to go. I can't wait to be on all these calls. I just love it. Most people don't sit there and say that. But you know what? I'm willing to accept everything in God's and everything that this life has to offer, because what I'm tired of is fast forwarding through the most important times in my life. And believe it or not, what gave the feeling of success, by the way, was having failure. Do you guys know that? That after losing my dad, I had no idea that losing my dad, that was his last sacrifice. I had no idea. I was pissed. God, my family, everybody. And then I didn't realize that actually led me to symmetry. I had no idea. So you guys on here, should you go to conference? There should not be one person on here questioning whether you should be at conference, because here's what I'll tell you. The only way I was able to continue to like get my mind straight was I needed to be around people that were not feeding. I want to be clear, not feeding the negatives of this business. Here's the thing. And this goes to all you. If you guys chat with people that are doing nothing but talking negative, I don't need help finding somebody that talks to me about what things are bad. I need to be around people that are going to empower me. And when I went to conference, I talked to the top 1% because that's all I cared about, because my life was too important to me. I was tired of being tired, Tom. I was tired of giving up on myself or only going so far. When I realized that, you guys ever, real quick question, real quick. Have you guys ever looked so far in advance, you forgot to look at what was really close to you and how important that those people were or things were? Because we're so far ahead, so far here, we forget what's going on here, right? And I'm going to tell you what's going on here. What's going on here is you have amazing leaders on this team that actually believe in you. By the way, they believe in you before you even put any kind of massive work in or revenue in. They didn't get anything from you because they understand it's deposits for withdrawal. And so for you guys on here, I want you to know you're worth the shot. You are worth the shot. You're worth the shot. And whether you feel like you're worth it or not, if you're questioning whether you're worth it or not, that's another reason why you need to go, Tom. Because you need to be around people that are going to empower you to take one step further, because there's a lot of people on this call's lives that have been changed. Whether they feel like it's been good, bad, or indifferent. But I tell you what, there's some people I know I can make a list of how their life has changed, from the time aspect of it, from the money aspect of it. And by the way, money goes and ebb and flows, guys. You understand that? There is no part of this business that's just like this. It's always like this. But that's what makes you stronger, because actually during those dips, guys, here's the thing. I put a quote out. I put a quote out and it made me feel so good because it was curious for me because I do everything intentional. Like everything I do is for a reason, right? Tom, I'll turn it back to you in a second. I said everyone was leaving when the house was falling apart, not realizing I was tearing it down so I can build a mansion. And I just want to see who was going to pick up the hammers. Sometimes we just don't know. Like you think you see things going on, but there's actually a reason why things get cut and things shorten and things rebuild. And that's just part of life. And I want to let you know I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here for the team. Go ahead, Tommy. I turn it back over to you, buddy.
That was
Sorry,
actually by accident.
I get revved up here.
That was a little bit by accident. I hit the wrong button. I was trying to get to the chat. But you know what? Ryan, um, man, let me ask you this real quick. From where you're at and where you sit and from and I you're explaining a whole bunch of this with conference, but you see more people in this business than we do. We kind of are focused in our little group here.
Mhm.
What what are what are some like guarantees that are going to happen for people that show up at conference? You don't know who they are, but what are
No.
some guarantees that you've seen?
Um, I know that if you're on here right now and you have any doubt, it's nice if you can get to conference and I can attach a roadmap to whatever I'm doubting. Meaning, I want to know if I can write $10,000 a month. I want to know if I can actually build a team. I want to know what this looks like in the future when I have other people win on my team and me wanting them to win. I want to know what that looks like. I want to know what it looks like to be around like-minded people that are in a position where I want to be because I need to clear up the misunderstanding in my head that says I'm not worth it. Because I think we say that we're not worth it or we're challenging. I don't know. This is hard. I don't know if I could do this. If I asked you guys how many times you said, I don't know if I could do this, raise your hand. I would guarantee it's more than once. Okay. And I want to tell you, if you want to sit here and think that I didn't want to quit this business, I've wanted to quit, guys, 4 times since I've been here. By the way, last year I wanted to quit. Wait a minute, Ryan. A 20 million, you wanted to quit? Because in every frequency of your business, this goes like this. You're going to get excited about it. Then you're going to go through frustration. Then you're going to go through, right, quitting. And then you're going to go through resolve. And by the way, that's not a one-time rotation through that. Because I hope you're challenging yourself in your leadership to take on something new. Because that's the only way you're going to go through those cycles again. So if you're sitting here and you're stagnant, I got to ask you, what are you doing new? How are you stretching yourself? And the thing about it is, I realized that even though I was in the moment of going, man, I said I want to quit. You know what helps me not do that? I'll tell you. I look at people like Paige, or I look at people like Bridget, or I look at people like Tom, or I look at people like Keisha. I look at people on here who is sacrificed and their life. I can physically see change, and that fills my heart selfishly, right? You guys help me stop quitting. And that's the point of when you're building a team because all of a sudden you give up the right to just be about you. You go from being selfish, don't get me wrong, you got to be selfish before you're selfless. But this entire team keeps reminding me of why I do this every day. I don't have to. I don't have to. I can be retired. But I want to. I'm all in. So I don't know, Tom, man. I think in the conference, if you want a roadmap on how to get where you guys want, if you haven't written down what you want from this conference, then I guess Any road will get to somewhere. It may not be where you want to go. So write down what you want to accomplish this month. What you want, by the way, that starts right now. Hold on. Before you have a choice. You can either get to conference and worry about conference igniting you then, or you ignite today, coming into conference with cash flow glow, having enough policies, have enough cash flow coming in, and not worry about how broke you are, even though, don't get me wrong, I was broke. But getting there and realize that I'm either going to get there and continue the momentum, you're going to get there and go from 1 to 7, or you can get to conference already at a 4 or 5 and hit the 10. I'd rather take the momentum now. I'd rather make a difference now. And you never know who you're bringing to conference that can change your life forever. Because you were not selfish enough to sit there and limit somebody else's possibility on where your learning curve is at the point. If I did that, if I actually sat there like, you know what, wait until I learn how to be an elite producer, guys, none of you would be here. We'd have no team. If I had to wait for excellence, you have to understand that your job is to come in and do the very best. I don't care if it's part-time. I really don't care. I don't care if you just want to make $2,000 a month. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you why you need to write 20. It's about what you want out of this, whatever it is. If it's more time, more money, if you want to use this company as a bridge to get what you want, conference will give you the connection on how to get it. Don't you guys want something more for yourself? Did anyone actually come into this company on a winning streak? I mean, you can raise your hand. Maybe you were. I've never seen one. I've never seen somebody come in with like, oh, tons of money. I can't wait to do insurance. Never seen anyone do that. I've been in it for 10 years, coming up in a couple weeks. But I'm telling you, conference is not a question if you should go. The question is not only who else are you bringing to conference, but who are the top 3 people that you want to see? Now, this is important for everyone here. I don't mean just in your own team, because this is interesting to me. If you want to be the best builder, if you want to be the best producer, the guy that wants to build churches, who are your 3 people that you talk to your uplines to that says, who's your target list to talk to at conference? Because that's going to give you something that these virtual offices won't give you. And by the way, I'm not saying that we're not real, because who you see online right now with me is who you're going to meet if I've never met you. I am who I am, guys. I give you what I got. But get there with an approach to make a difference in your life, and it's inquiring. What's the best book? What's the biggest mistake? If I can turn back time and I can start again, what would you do? Those things I got in that first conference, believe it or not, helped pave the way for some of you guys to come into this organization today. And you don't even know it. But it starts with getting there. It starts by understanding that you're going to be a lot bigger than you ever think. And I know that these leaders on here believe in you. I know. I'm an emotional guy, guys. I'm sorry. There's some people, by the way, the nurturers that listen to non-nurture people on here, they're probably like, this dude. How did this dude, there's probably somebody going, this dude, how did he build such a big organization? I'm going to tell you this right now. Ready? I don't care how good you are individually as a producer. You're the guy that can sell anywhere. Great. But by the way, you will always sell the rest of your life. You could do sales anywhere. You can do sales anywhere, guys. You can go sell anywhere. What makes you different in your life tomorrow just by having to relace your boots up and do it again? There's something very special around you, and it's just hard to see it, and you need to get to conference, and it starts there. Tom, Bridget, I don't know what else you guys got.
Man.
We could just end it right there, Ryan. I mean, amazing, amazing. You know, and you talked about that connection and having a plan. What is a question you'd want to ask somebody you see on the calls? You can't do that over Zoom. you can't feel how big the company is, the culture, what you're part of. It's amazing because some people that have been to a conference, they think it's all about the company. No, the conferences here are about you, us, and
Mhm.
that's where you need to go. So I don't want to start going down the rabbit hole because there's a ton more I could say. But Tommy, I'll let you close it down. Thank you, Ryan. Amazing.
I don't, there's not much to say on this except follow the path that's given by all of us here and get to conference and um, make sure you give Ryan a big, big, huge hug and all of us a big hug. We're all huggers around here, so let's go
That
do it.
probably just literally said, "No, I'm not going to conference now." See, I can tell something like, "I ain't hugging it." All right,
It's
listen, my wife.
okay.
I have a shirt that says it's a dinosaur. It says I'm a hugger. My wife has a shirt that says I'm a cactus. Stay away. So listen, so you're okay, guys. People that are anti-huggers is totally fine. Totally
I
cool.
know.
All
I
right,
know.
love and appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you for spending some time with us, Ryan. I really, really, really appreciate it. God bless everybody. Have a great day.